Hello, hello. This is Samara, your feminist alchemist, and welcome to your North Node overview reading for 2024. You should be watching this on my new channel that's associated with the main channel, Feminist Alchemist. This channel is called North Node Alchemy, and here is where you will find all North Node videos from me from this yearly reading to everything I am doing throughout the year. A quick note that all of my North Node readings from here on out until further notice will be timeless readings, and you'll be able to find them on this channel as well. So I'm recording one intro for all of the signs. Welcome if this is your first time to one of my readings, and welcome back if you are returning. The messages I got for 2024, they're all also reflected in how I've chosen to set up, or how I was guided rather, to set up the table, my area for this reading. And the message I got was that 2024 is going to be about living from your heart, a heart-led existence. And in some of us, this triggers some type of reaction of, oh, geez, I've heard that so many times before. And what does that really mean? And how is that a really practical way of living? But that idea will keep being repeated until we slow down and really define what that means for ourselves. What does it mean to lead from my heart space, to lead from my intuition? They say you are here for a purpose. You are who you are as you are for a purpose. And when things feel out of alignment with you, or feels like it's not a good fit for you, it's very likely because that's true. Society has taught us that strength is pushing through difficulties and discomfort. And this is partially true, but the universe adds, if you're going to exercise strength in this way, let it be in your consistent efforts to align with your authentic self, to expand, to express your soul through your physical vessel. So for that reason, I will introduce you to what is on the table. We have back in this corner, we have some clear quartz, which was put there for co-creation and manifestation power. Carnelian for the sacral chakra, creativity, enjoyment of life. We have some amethyst in this back corner here, which represent the violet flame, clearing away anything that impedes your connection to your higher self. And then right in the middle here, we have a rose quartz for self-love and dedication to self. And then I was guided to use the color white to represent a clean slate, blank canvas that we will be painting on through the year of 2024. And speaking of which, I was prompted to make my own 2024 sign to somehow infuse this reading with my own creativity because, this is what my intuition and my guides have shown me about 2024, painting onto this blank slate, the writing on the wall, and that question of what, with this blank slate, what are you going to create in your life? And are you willing to use your strength in pursuit of your vision rather than using it to tolerate situations and relationships that don't support nor care about your growth, evolution, and well-being? So let's jump to a little animation now. I'm just going to quickly run through my spread for the North Node, which I've been using since I started doing these readings. So in the first location, we have the universal energies, those big energies that are at play for you to access at this time. Then we have, in the second spot, your 5D energy, future self, higher self, In the third position, we have the 3D, what is going on in your physical reality that is showing up as opportunities for healing and expansion. And then in the fourth position, we ask, how can we bridge the 3D with the 5D? How can we bridge where we are to where our higher self is beckoning us to be? In the next position, the fifth position, this is like kind of a wild card position. I pick a topic for each reading. It could be past life, it could be karma, it could be quantum, multidimensionality, etc., etc. This time around, we're going to choose a card to represent the main theme of each season, of each each quarter of 2024. And then we have your final oracles in the middle. And that is that in a nutshell. I invite you now to stick around for your reading. I'm going to light these candles and get started. See you there. Enjoy. Hello, Gemini North Node. Welcome to your 2024 overview. Let's start with your universal energies, shall we? These are the big overarching energies that are active for you in 2024. So I'll just get all four and then we will look at what they all mean. So we have here fertile, card 12. Number 41 is path of the soul. 14, which is 41 in reverse, footprints. And number 39, channeling guide, which 39 adds up to 12, which brings us back to your first card, which is fertile. So I see for you, and it also came up in my meditation while I was shuffling the cards, that there's a lot of opportunity open to grow that which has kind of already been planted. And if you choose that you don't like what you've planted, that you can plant something new. So it really feels like there's very wide open possibilities for you. The path of the soul says that in 2024, you will be led towards your soul's true nature. I wanted to say purpose, but they said nature. Your soul's true nature. I feel that there's going to be a lot of self-discovery and discovery of what truly resonates with you. Now, with card 14, footprints coming out as well, and this being a reflection of 41 numerically, I feel that your family history, your ancestry will come into play for you a lot in 2024. And this may be I feel reflections on the family that is in your physical realm at the moment, but it also has to do with your ancestry, with your ancestors, with your spiritual ancestry, your soul's ancestry. And this is where then channeling guide comes in as well, as also being 39, also equaling to 12, that there'll be a lot of downloads, information coming to you from seemingly outer realms or deep within you. Really what comes from outside of us comes from within us as well. And this is going to give you inspiration as to which direction you really want to go. and what you really want to create. As I said in the opening of these readings, that this whole white setup here is also to represent that there is a blank slate available. And that really taking advantage of that blank slate is also a mindset and it's a behavioral application as well. I'm going to jump right into your 5D here. Discover your destiny. Dive into the details of your North Node placement with a free tip sheet or purchase your North Node workbook at feministalchemist.com. We have the second chakra, empowerment. Like that. Oh. Freedom. That was 2, 26, and 21. Freedom to choose is coming out. Belief, card 11. Sensuality. Throat chakra, which came out in the pre-shuffle as well. And allowance. And we'll take another for the last position as well. We'll take 2. Realization and romantic love. And realization came out for you as well in the pre-shuffle. I just had a feeling that both of them needed to be out. Throat chakra and realization. So, with the second chakra, empowerment and freedom, I'll read the second chakra here. The energy of the sacral chakra helps us to navigate our lives through our emotions and supports our ability to enjoy the sensual world. And synchronicity that the word sensual is in this card, and you have the card sensuality as well. And this is really speaking to that for you, particularly Gemini North Node, it feels that there is a great potential for you to create whatever it is that your soul desires, whatever it is that your soul is prompting you to. We all have that ability, but this is the something that is going to be a big theme for you in the coming year, coming calendar year. I need to clarify. And so your 5D self, your future self, wants you to, or encourages you to really embrace this freedom to create whatever you want. And at the foundation of that is your belief. What do you believe you are able to create? What do you believe you are worthy of creating? And that creation should come from this sense of joy, this sense of pleasure. And they're saying that, Gemini North Node, that many of you have felt that you've had to put your joy and your pleasure, your enjoyment of life second. And you also have not been voicing what your wants, needs, and desires are. Possibly, it's not telling me why, but I am feeling existential fear, fear of being judged, fear of no longer, being aligned with your family group, or just to avoid conflict and stress. This can be from your sensitive nature that, you don't like to feel other people's upset or be the cause of upset. So the throat chakra is really asking you to speak your needs into being, because if you don't speak them or express them in some way, then they cannot come about. And there's no need to fear that they don't come about. You do have to accept, though, that they may not come about in the way that you want, in the way that you have envisioned, or from the people that you hope for it to come from. And that leads us to this romantic love allowance and realization. Some of you have to see the forest for the trees. And understand that certain relationships are the way they are, and you are not to blame. That's a very heavy, very strong message I'm getting through that. You are not to blame for other people's inability to satisfy your desires. That does not mean that your desires should change. Your desires are coming directly from your heart and your soul, and from an inner knowing. And they do want you to be able to differentiate between when your desires are to avoid conflict and confrontation, or if your desires are to expand. So they're showing me like contracting in order to get what you want, or expanding in order to get what you want. And I feel that in 2024, you are encouraged to expand in order to get what you want. But that means that you have to allow certain people and situations to be what they are, without judging and without resisting that that's what they are. And there's a lot of healing on the other side of that for you, when you can just accept that this person is not capable of loving me in the way that I want to be loved, for example. And I feel that there is a connection between what you're able to experience in your romantic relationships, whether you're in one or not, is not the topic at the moment. It is just the quality of the romantic relations that you experience. That there is a parallel between what you're able to experience in romantic love and what you're able to experience within your family relations. I'm going to keep going. Let's see what is happening in your physical reality that is showing up as opportunities for expansion, or will be. Oh, we have two cards. We have the Ace of Wands and the Emperor. Four of Wands, the Three of Cups in reverse, and the Six of Cups. Okay. In 2024, what's showing up in your physical reality? And the Eight of Cups is at the bottom of the deck, and I'm going to leave that upright here for now so that I can refer to it. With the Emperor and the Ace of Wands, I feel that there is a force happening at play in your life that is kind of dictating your movements. Now, they're showing me that the Ace of Wands is very orange here, sacral chakra energy as well. In this case, that's how I'm reading it, feeling it in this case. And Now, this could be your inner critic, this could be an external person, this could be a patriarchal figure, it could be patriarchal society. Take it as it resonates. But there is definitely a force that feels like it's driving the way that you decide to move forward. That's driving your actions in life. And those actions may or may not be aligned with this beautiful future that you envision and all that you want for yourself and all that you want to experience. I just realized I put these down not in the direction I usually would. Do they want me to change it? No, they'll say the message will come out the same way either way. And I feel that you're going to realize that certain people do not fit into this vision that you have for yourself. Like, it's just not possible to build it with them. You have two cards that kind of represent celebration and joy, and it's the Four of Wands in the upright, and then you have the Three of Cups, which also should be celebratory, coming together to experience joy together and accomplishments. But I feel that you are going to see that there are people, they're especially telling me people, there are people and relationships in your life that don't celebrate your vision or your accomplishments. So you may have some accomplishments in 2024 that you don't end up celebrating in the way you will celebrate them, but they're not taken on by your peers or your family in the way that you would expect them to. So they're not as happy for you as you would like them to be, or as happy as you are for yourself. And this brings a kind of nostalgic feeling of wishing that things were either A, how they used to be, or B, how you would like them to be. Right? There's an emotional dissatisfaction within your relationships that you will not be able to ignore in 2024. And it will require you, as the Eight of Cups here at the bottom of the deck is showing, it will require you to leave some people, places, and situations in the past. And your belief in your ability to create these things, your belief in your worthiness to have those things, I feel that some of you will really come into something that you've been working towards. A seed or two that you've planted will sprout, and it will be very beneficial for you. It'll bring a feeling of success, but that feeling of success will somehow people will seek to damp that feeling of success within you. And right now you may not see it, but it will present itself. And I feel you may be taken aback by certain people's inability to be happy for you or to support you through this growth period. And I'm going to get the advice on how to move through this energy in 2024. But it's bringing me back to this allowance and realization card of letting people be who they are and where they are at and do what they are capable of. You can only ask. You can only ask for them to be supportive, for them to be as enthusiastic as you are. You can only ask for them to, ride this joy with you. But if they're not in their own joy, then they may have a difficult time. really supporting you through that. And it is important that you express that misalignment, that disappointment necessarily. Regardless of how they respond to it, it's important that you express it. Let's see what your advice is for navigating the 3D and the 5D. This is going pretty fast this morning. I got a new incense. It's a Moldavite infused incense. So the crystal itself is not in it, but I guess the ingredients were infused. I don't know what the word that they used at the market that I bought it at. But anyway, I burnt about a quarter of it, and now I feel like I'm flying. And so all of this information is coming really quickly, which is good. But I just want to make sure that you are getting, okay, this one they want me to go the other way, that you are getting all of the information that needs to be communicated to you. So we have the Seven of Pentacles in reverse. We have the Eight of Swords upright. We have the Chariot, which is number 7, in reverse, in opposition to the Seven of Pentacles in reverse. And we have the Page of Pentacles, and they say that's it. Okay, at the bottom of the deck, you have the Ten of Pentacles, which is awesome. It's a card I always like to see. Excuse me. So your advice for navigating these 3D challenges. You have the Seven of Pentacles in reverse. They are asking you to reevaluate those wishes and desires that you have planted and making sure that they come truly from you and they're giving me the word a place of healing and a place of empowerment, as the card is here, and a place of empowerment and a place of feeling that you have the freedom to choose whichever you want. In the pre-meditation, we had the following words: confusion, disillusionment, lack of focus. All doors are open. Everything seems possible. I saw the color purple. Trust and where to place it. Place it in yourself and in your heart's guidance and or vision. So in this, I'm feeling the Emperor coming through as someone or a system that you have placed your trust in that has influenced the direction you have planned for your future and the seeds you have planted for your future. However, there is a need for reflection as to why. For some of you, this is a dominant person in a relationship. It could be a leader of a family or a strong personality in the family. It's a strong personality nonetheless. It's a strong enough personality that it leads you, they want me to say often, leads you often to make decisions that are not based in your true wants and desires because the person's influence is so strong, and or your desire to keep the peace. So as you're moving forward, because this is such a fertile year for you, you need to evaluate what it is, what seeds you have planted, what plans you have made for your future, and what actions you're taking in the present to reach those. And if you don't want those things in the future, or you find that they're not grounded in your own creativity, your own joy, your own empowerment, and your own pleasure, that you evaluate how you're acting in the world and change that. And that brings us to the Eight of Swords, where there's a strong feeling of not having a choice or being trapped in the many, many choices. Some of you out there, there's a strong feeling of being dominated within your relationships. And the thought of moving out of this is scary, or it doesn't feel possible. They want me to say that if this is an abusive situation, know that you are to get out of it, and not in a superficial advice type of way, in a way that you actively visualize your life outside of that pressure, outside of that restriction, confinement. They want you to know that your power of your ability to visualize your future cannot be taken from you. And the divine, this is for a very specific group of people, your guides can and will assist you, number one, if you ask, to make sure you're asking, praying, meditating, and number two, if you continue to visualize and work on however few minutes a day you can, aligning your vibration with freedom, with expansion, with living your best life, with being fully loved and accepted by people, with not being under the weight of criticism. This could also be, like, because the romantic love is here, I know that for someone out there, there is a imbalanced energy in your relationship, in your romantic relationship, that is very restrictive to you, to your true nature. And you may be so used to it, but 2024 is going to be like, your soul will not be able to contain itself. You will feel the inner drive to change your situation. They're saying, take it as a lesson and move on. Take it as a lesson in reconnecting to your divine channel. And that process of separating yourself from it and freeing yourself from it is the lesson, right? So please take on the task. There's something with the Six of Cups here as well. There's things that they have well played out their role in your life. They are done. Certain things are done. And the only thing that's keeping you there is that you're mentally keeping yourself there, which is perpetuating and allowing the physical situation to persist. So accept that the situation is not going to change. You are going to change. Okay. The Chariot in reverse, on the Three of Cups in reverse. Okay. They're saying that you, as I said with the Eight of Swords, The process is the growth. The process of freeing yourself is the growth, whatever situation you're freeing yourself from, whatever you are accepting and allowing to be as it is, and deciding to change yourself and to change your point of view, as opposed to waiting for the situation to improve or change in order for you to feel better within it. There is an assignment, if you will, for you to expand within whatever you're already in. And you won't move from it until you're prioritizing yourself within that situation, until you are prioritizing your joy, your right to feel good, your right to feel loved, your right to feel appreciated, your right to feel useful. I don't know why they want me to say useful. So if some of you in your job are being told that you're not good, although you know that you contribute a lot, but someone keeps stepping on your confidence. Yeah, and speaking up for yourself and expressing yourself will bring you great peace. And that will start to move forward once you are able to speak for yourself. And prioritizing your balance as opposed to someone else's comfort, right? If a situation doesn't serve you, you are no longer able to maintain harmony by suppressing your true nature. And the Page of Pentacles here is saying that, you have to practice. You are encouraged to practice your manifestation abilities in whatever form you are able to. First and foremost is this visualization process, being able to free your mind. And this is coming on belief that there is a better way, belief that the happiness that you seek is possible, right? You have the 10 of Pentacles in reverse, not in reverse, sorry, upright at the bottom of the deck. And then under that is the 10 of Wands, and under that is the 3 of Cups, and under that is the 3 of Wands. So it's just under this belief, the dedication to that belief, the dedication to having that vibration. So they're leading me to tell you about something I do, for example, every morning and every night. So every morning when I wake up, before I even get out of the bed, and every night when I get into my bed, I go into a complete immersion of my, let's say, quote unquote, ideal life. And now some of that has concrete, let's say material things in it, but overwhelmingly it's visualizing to the point where I feel how I want to feel. The comfort that I want to feel, the love that I want to feel, the security, all of that. And just those, if I only manage those 2 times a day, first thing in the morning and last thing before bedtime, we're already ahead of the game there, right? And great if you can find some moment in the middle of the day to do as well. 3 times a day, great. You practice that vibration. And when you are dedicated to that vision, the universe will come to meet you. Channeling guide here is also saying that your guides are going to assist you in navigating your way towards the vision, but you have to hold the vision for them. They're going to give you some that is in alignment with your soul, right? That is alignment with your gifts, with your, they're saying with your bigger role. They don't want you to focus on that though. Your bigger role within your family unit and within your lineage. Overwhelmingly, though, they want you to know that they are coming towards your belief to plant the seeds for your future. So it is your responsibility in 2024 to hold those beliefs. And the reason why it's the page is because, yes, your 2024, you will be forming your vision, right? You'll be weeding out. They literally say, like, look at this plant here. You're going to be weeding out those things that do not nurture your happiness. And for someone out there, they want me to say it again. Evaluate every goal that you have set for yourself, every want, need, and desire, your list of dreams, your bucket list, your everything that you feel will make you, everything that you think, let me put it this way, everything that you think will make you feel successful, accomplished, and loved. They want you to evaluate all of them, because not all of them are based in your true self. Not all of them are based in love for yourself. And not all of them, not all of them are based in truth or love. So they're not there with the purest of intention. Some are fear-based, and some are, they're showing me that some are also kind of like revenge-based, showing people up, if you will. I don't know how to, giving people their just desserts, making people jealous, or so just make sure that your intentions are very clear, clean heart, clean mind. And if it's not that, then get rid of them off the list. Okay, so we're going to look at the themes for each quarter. So this corner will be January, February, March, and then we'll have April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. How will the year look for Gemini North Node? How is the year going to look for Gemini North Node? First, we have Ocean Jasper, schedule yourself in. Rhodochrosite, remember your worth. Sunstone, take pleasure in the things you do. And then we have Lemurian Quartz is coming out a lot. I think almost every reading so far. Practice patience, and Smoky Quartz, let it go. Okay, so January, February, March, we have Ocean Jasper, schedule yourself in. I feel, well, generally when I was taking all of these cards, I feel like you do a lot for the sake of other people and not enough for yourself. Schedule yourself in means start prioritizing yourself in ways big and small. I mean, they're likely going to start small. That's fine. That's even better, actually, because small things you're able to maintain and they turn into big things. So schedule yourself in. And they're pointing back to that time to meditate, that time to visualize, that time to connect with the beautiful picture, the beautiful existence that you desire. And start doing things in your practical life. They're showing me a bathtub, for example. They're showing me a self-care, pursuing hobbies, pursuing interests, reading a book. And this fertile is telling me that those little things that you do, even if you feel, I don't have time, maybe you have 10 minutes on a bus, right? Maybe you have 10 minutes before bed. Schedule yourself in. Find those moments. Find those moments where, and they're pointing out to me that especially those moments where you think you're quote unquote resting, but really you're just, maybe you're shutting off from the stresses of the day. They want you to find times in those moments to feed your dreams. And they say you have freedom in those moments. So and if your energy is depleted, rest is one side of it, but the also is what is giving you the energy, what is fueling your flame, what is comforting you. And make sure that you are adding those things to your restful periods. April, May, June, you have rhodochrosite, remember your worth. So I feel in this time, when you start doing stuff for yourself and that starts to affect you positively, and people, remember this can be romantic, work, family, whatever, people that you used to sacrifice for are seeing that, I don't have as much of a hold on my Gemini North Node, companion or employee. They will start to blame you or try to put it on you as being selfish. Oh, the type of drama that will come up. All of a sudden, they're not capable of doing things themselves. They need to try to pull you back into under their control, under their thumb. And they may try to also knock your confidence. And so in the second quarter of the year, you are encouraged to remember that you actually don't have to do anything or be useful to anyone to be worthy. You were just born that way, right? You were born that way. You were born a creator, creatrix. You were born with a dynamic and vibrant soul. And that is worth being expressed into the physical realm. And that brings us to Sunstone. Take pleasure in the things you do. July, August, September. Go out and enjoy your life. And if you are still in some type of confines of a job or a relationship, find ways to make the mundane things in your life pleasurable. I'm going to keep holding this up. Find ways to make the mundane things in your life pleasurable. When no one is home, when everyone gets to go out and have fun and you're Cinderella and you have to clean, right? For example, can you clean? Can you turn on music, for example? Can you wear headphones? Can you listen to a podcast? Can you open all the windows and smell the fresh grass and get a breeze going in the house? So these little things, they want you to make your day-to-day life pleasurable. Your everyday needs to be pleasurable. Your home life needs to be pleasurable. And that starts with you demanding that they are pleasurable and just taking it upon yourself to make them more pleasurable. In the last position, we have so October, November, December. We have practice patience and let it go. There'll be a lot of releasing towards the end of the year. Your expansion is going to shake up a lot of energy around you from certain people, places, and situations. And it will be time to release them from your energy field, release them from your mind, especially, and to stop actually listening to these people's opinions. because they don't have your best interests at heart. There's a lot about people. Now, as I said, in any realm of your life. And do remember, these changes will take time to integrate. They will take time to integrate. So, the change will happen within you. It will take time for it to show itself in your physical reality. But do trust that it is happening. And stay the course of your vision. Let's take your final card, final oracle. And I'll just read from the guidebook for this one. Final oracle. Oh, you got 2. The rose thread, inner call, soul led, the mystic, living courageously. And then release the petals, transformation, death and rebirth, shedding, all change. Okay, so we'll start with the rose thread. This is the card of the mystic, the one who's in touch with the depths of the inner world and the inner weavings of the world and beyond, way beyond. They're dedicated to listening to the mysterious voice whispering within, to following their intuition and living in accordance with that, to live by being guided by the rose thread. Following the rose thread means being dedicated to walking the way of the rose, to being in service to humanity and dedicated to writing a new story. It requires courage and faith and the willingness to pave a new path. The rose has been a symbol of the mysteries for thousands of years. The rose thread is the invisible path that the mystic follows. It takes courage to trust it, for the path is different for every single person. This is why it requires courage to trust the inner call, and those who do so find great reward. This card is a sign that you're being called to follow this initiatory path, led by the thread deep within. You may find that you're in a place of great change and are being called to have faith and gather up the courage to take the next step. This card is a sign of encouragement to keep taking the next step. It's acknowledging the courage it takes to live a soul-led life and honoring you for always taking the leap. And the transmission here says, even when things feel unclear, especially when they do, I trust that I'm always led from within. Okay, and one more, release the petals. There comes a point where we can't go back. In a seemingly fleeting moment, the road that led us here is suddenly impossible to access. There's a sinking knowing that things will never be the same. A death, a birth, a loss, a growth, an ending, a discovery. No matter how hard you try, things are different now. You're different now. The world's different now. What's been seen can't be unseen. There's no going back. Something new beckons you forth. This is a card of change and transformation. Courage is required for the rebirth to happen. Abscission is the shedding of various parts of an organism, such as a plant dropping a leaf, flower, fruit, or seed. The rosehip knows, the phoenix does too, that we need to surrender what was to the earth, to one day be transformed anew. We can grasp the petals of the past as the changing winds blow, but eventually we'll discover that change is coming. Change is near. Change is already here. And while what once was is no longer, and what soon will be is not yet, it's time to release your petals to the wind with wild abandon for the chance to begin again. To offer what once was to the wind and let it nourish the seeds within. It's time to surrender so the transformation can happen. Had the rose not released its petals, the rosehip would not have come to be. And when we gather the courage to release what was, we're greeted by the fruits of the future. The inquiry of this card is, what are you clinging to for fear of nothing coming to take its place? I'm not going to say any more. I'm going to leave it there. Do return to this reading throughout the year. Everything is time-stamped, so if you need to review and you need that extra support, that oomph to remind you that you are on the correct course, then please feel welcome to visit this reading again. I wish you all the best for the new calendar year, and I hope to see you again. Until then, take care, be well, and stay blessed. Bye for now.